is it just me, or does it seem like people are becoming more hostile, rude, disrespectful, and even uncivil in the workplace? Hi, I'm Theo, Gilbert-Jamison with Performance Solutions by Design, and in this series, we're focused on creating a culture of respect in the workplace. Now, when you think about a toxic work environment, what comes to mind? Could it be a condescending, negative, abrupt behavior that goes unaddressed? Could it be a lack of patience, compassion, and consideration for others? Is it threatening physical harm or endangering the safety of others? Or is it just plain old unprofessional, disrespectful language and workplace bullying? And think about it for a moment. Could this also be one of the reasons why so many new hires ghost organizations? Either they only show up for one day of orientation, or maybe they just never come back to work. And also why so many employees are what we now call quiet quitters. Now, when we think of respect in the workplace, which is optimum, it's typically considered a positive feeling or action towards someone. It's something that we consider important or of high esteem. And in essence, when we show respect to others, it conveys that we admire and truly value their presence. Now, for clarification, when a person typically expresses that they felt disrespected, often it's because they felt ignored, unappreciated, spoken to in an abrupt or a condescending manner, or that they felt that they were treated dismissively, if that's a word, that is. You see, studies show that employees who feel respected are 63% more satisfied in their jobs. So the benefits of fostering a culture of respect in the workplace are far-reaching. Why? Because it not only increases employee morale, but it also increases productivity and employee retention. So what are some of the root causes of disrespect in the workplace? Well, think about this. It's often due to frustration, maybe because of receiving or not receiving something that you were really expecting. It could be due to cynicism or having a negative, bitter attitude. It could be due to stress because of feeling overwhelmed and overworked. It could even be that some people feel a sense of entitlement because they perceive their position as more valuable. Or it could just simply be a lack of empathy due to cultural differences. Well, regardless of the root cause, no one should ever be subjected to disrespectful behavior. That's why many organizations establish what they call core values and reinforce their standards of excellence. Again, why? To ensure everyone is clear concerning expected actions and behaviors that we should all consistently exemplify with both our internal and external customers. You see, interestingly enough, when coworkers feel disrespected, typically they feel that one of these standards of excellence have been violated. So it's very important that we enliven them all every single day. Now, when it comes to creating a culture of respect in the workplace, there are 7 strategies for dealing with difficult behaviors and moving forward. 1, reduce your stress levels, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, making sure that you get plenty of sleep, rest, exercise, and time for work-life balance. 2, when dealing with mean people, try to kill them with kindness, which means causing discomfort by treating them in a way that is extremely kind and helpful instead of returning an insult. 3, make emotional bank account deposits instead of withdrawals. You do this with simple acts of kindness that build strong professional relationships, like genuine compliments, going above and beyond, helping others when you can, or giving credit and recognition when it's due. 4, practice whole brain thinking. Instead of labeling yourself as a left brain or right brain thinker, practice whole brain thinking, where you are both logical and considerate so that you don't come across as brash, abrasive, or almost heartless. 5, don't take it personally. Oftentimes, it's nothing that you did. The person may just be frustrated about another situation that recently occurred and they haven't gotten over it yet. But I will say that if the disrespect persists, it's important that you bring it to their attention in a professional manner. 6, whenever possible, respond with empathy and compassion, putting yourself in the person's shoes. And I say this especially if their disrespect is due to frustration because of an inconvenience that you may have somehow caused. And finally, 7, practice mindfulness, being aware of your body language and tone of voice when interacting with others, so your demeanor is never perceived as disrespectful, dismissive, or condescending. And before I close, here are just a few tips for responding to disrespect with polish, professionalism, and finesse. Let's say a coworker feels that you have disrespected them. What should you do? Well, the right thing to do is 1, listen to the person without interrupting. Allow them to finish their thoughts before explaining. Don't make excuses, saying things like, I was stressed out, I was overwhelmed, or placing blame on other people. Don't say things like that. Seek first to understand, then be understood. 2, thank the person for bringing it to your attention and consider extending a sincere apology. And if there was a legitimate reason that caused you to behave or respond out of frustration, address it, but with empathy and professionalism, and of course, compassion and respect. And 3, be open-minded and willing to work together, especially on solutions to ensure that it doesn't occur again. I want you to make a concerted effort to practice mindfulness in your interactions with others, treating others the way that you want to be treated in similar situations. And hopefully it never happens. But what if you feel that you have been disrespected by a colleague? Well, here are a few simple tips for handling it, again, with what we like to call appropriate assertiveness. 1, if you have a long-term, good working relationship with the person, speak with them in private when appropriate. Practice assertiveness, but in a calm and professional manner. Now, don't let it go too long without being addressed. 2, be specific, not evasive. Briefly recapping what was said or done, how it made you feel, and why you wanted to bring it to their attention. And then pause to allow them to respond, and don't interrupt until they have completely finished. And 3, I want you to work together to come up with a solution to ensure this behavior does not continue. You see, this is what we call a win-win agreement. Then thank them for the opportunity to share your feelings. And most of all, it's important that you be the change that you want to see in others, being mindful to consistently treat others with the highest levels of dignity and respect. And if you are in a leadership role, here are a couple of additional steps that I'd like you to follow. Be observant of how your team is treated and how they treat others. Never ignore flagrant signs of disrespect because either you're too busy, short-staffed, or due to hierarchy. If an employee feels that they have been consistently disrespected by another colleague or leader, and they don't feel comfortable bringing it to the person's attention, ensure the issue is addressed, no matter how insignificant you think it might be. Again, the goal of ensuring that your standards of excellence are exemplified at all times is crucial, and that everyone is treated within your department and organization with the highest levels of dignity and respect. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.